Hello, Abuja. Welcome to your favorite program, Abuja. Today on AGTV, I'm Jethro Ilya. Like you know, we take a look at happenings and activities within the Federal Capital Territory, be it political, economical, and what have you, community reports, among so many others. On the program today, we take a look at FCT Youth Network leadership, the election that was conducted, I think, September, and the inauguration, July 30th. The leadership of this network have been inaugurated. And to do that, we have with us in the studio the leader of FCT Youth Network, Umaru Makeri. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Welcome on the program.
Yeah.
Yes, election has come and gone. Inauguration has been conducted. How would you react to all that has happened while that's during the contest up to the inauguration?
As you rightly say, I'm Ibrahim Omar Makeri, the new FCT youth leader.
Pioneer
FCT Youth Network.
Network leader, okay.
First and foremost, let me congratulate all of us because the youth network belongs to all of us. And also, let me also congratulate those who, let me use the word lost during the elections and those who won the elections. And I'm going to use the opportunity to call them so that we can come together to see how we're going to develop FCT. First and foremost, let me appreciate some stakeholders in the FCT.
Okay.
I would like
either played one role or the other.
Yeah, exactly. Let me appreciate the Honorable Minister FCT Muhammad Musa Bello and Minister of State Ramatu Tijani Aliyu for them to have given us a listening ear and for the youth of FCT to have a plight where we come together to discuss what is matter in FCT. And again, having said that, I must appreciate the only outstanding distinguished Senator Philip Penimo Aduda,
okay,
because the man also support us seriously to make sure that the youth across the 858 communities have a voice. And having said that, the traditional custodians, the traditional institution led by the chairman of the traditional council of FCT, His Majesty Honor of Abaji. In fact, across the 17 chiefdom in FCT, all the kingsmen makers cooperate with the youth network, and we are saying thank you for that.
Okay. All right. Inauguration has been conducted. You have been sworn in as the FCT Youth Network leader. What next?
Well, FCT Youth Network is non-political party.
Okay, it's apolitical.
It's
apolitical.
Yeah,
it's not political party participation.
It's not about party issues.
Okay.
The FCT Youth Network. Let me explain this way. It has the leader of the FCT, which of course I am the one. It has also a deputy. It has a representative from each of the area councils.
Okay.
And down to the 62 political ward in FCT, we have two representatives, male and female, and we have a voice from the 858 communities.
As a representative too.
Yes, representative too from each of the community. Because where let me use Kabusa ward for example. Where Kabusa is a ward, the villages under Kabusa
ward,
they also have
each of the villages.
Yes, they have a voice. We have a voice there.
Okay.
Well, and most importantly, our people may wonder what is FCT Youth Network.
A lot we want to ask
all about. You see, sometimes we want to change in narrations. Narration in the sense that we are agitating that our leaders have failed us, especially in the FCT. So we are looking at the angle. It's better for youth to have a single voice where we can table issues. We deliberate, agree and disagree. Then, and after agreeing, we talk to the government of the day. This is our positions, and this is what we want.
As for implementation.
For implementation.
Excuse
because
me.
in many issues, we have been seriously marginalized.
Okay, a lot of agitation over being marginalized by the federal government. And of course, would you say the youth network will focus more in, let's say, agitating for either for the implementation of the Court of Appeal order, a judgment rather, that asked the president to appoint a minister from the FCT, or the creation of a state status or a mayoral status? What areas will your organization be focusing on?
There are two things.
Basically,
that we are looking at.
okay.
Nigeria, as a country, it has a government who represents the country, which is, of course, is the Mr. President.
Yes.
And the Mr. President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, the land and other things belong to him completely. So, the indigenous people of FCT are not against whatever
His
policies
or his policies.
the policies the government have to implement for the benefit of Nigeria. It is quite unfortunate that the FCT was carved around 1976 or 75 thereabout.
Yes.
And now the Federal Capital Territory come to settle in Abuja here. Now what we are saying here is that there are people, whether you like it or not, there are people that have been in existence
whose place is the FCT?
Yeah, who are the original owner
of the FCT?
Of the FCT.
Of the land
of
called
the land.
FCT?
Yeah, of course, called FCT before the federal government to design.
You have traditional rulers, indigenous traditional rulers.
Yeah, I'm going there.
Okay.
I'm going there. So what we are saying, our traditional custodians have raised a voice. The political office holder, few that we have raised a voice, and up to now the government is not hearing. It's not listening to the voice.
And do you think that the youth's voice will be heard?
Of course.
If the voice of the traditional rulers, who are more like part of the government, have not been heard?
Let me tell you, when you are pushed to the wall, you are bound to turn back. Because the only way for you to survive is to turn back and defend.
Okay.
After running a distance, you have been pushing, and you get to the where there's nothing you can do. You just have to turn and face the battle.
Okay.
So what we are pleading, the youth, it's generally believed that build the youth
and build the nation.
Let me tell you something. There is adage that says the youth are the leader of tomorrow. But we are saying that youth today are the leader of today.
Okay, you should start today.
Yes, you start today. So what we are saying, in FCT, across the 9 indigenous tribes of FCT, the Gbagi, the Gbari, the Gwandra, the Basa, the Amwa, the Koro, and across the 9 tribes, as I said, our parents never told us how to cause violence. So we believe in dialogue.
I think we are a bit debating. My question again is that what would be the focus of this youth network? Because we observe that there are various groups in FCT who are agitating. Sometimes we see them on the streets protesting for either appointments or implementation of anything that they want the government to do for them. Will the youth network also join in that line, or are there other approaches that the youth network want to use in getting this right for them?
Let me tell you, the youth network is aligning itself with the Court of Appeal ruling,
okay,
that we should be appointed in the Federal Executive Council,
okay,
as a minister. And we are also agitating that we should have a mayoral status in the FCT.
For the FCT people.
For us to say that we should have a state. I believe we are not wrong, but because the presidency per se is not looking at
that angle.
That angle. But if we can have in the state, they have the governor, right?
Yes.
Now after the governor, after presidential elections, somebody in that particular state will be nominated as a minister. So if you have a mayor in the FCT, we have a Mayoral Council in FCT, and we also have a voice in the Federal Executive Council. We don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Okay.
Because and again, we want the constitution where it says the FCT should be treated as if that clause as if he be removed.
But that is a constitutional matter that requires a process.
Amendment, which we know.
You know, so I think your members in the House of Reps and in the Senate needs to work on this.
Sorry, sir, and that is why the Youth Network is calling on the Senate and the members of Representatives from Kaduna State, from Niger State, from Kogi State, Nasarawa State. For God's sake, these places I mentioned, the land was carved
from this
to form FCT. So what they should also see us as a brother. Because take for instance, Gogolada and Kwali area councils are part of Niger State.
Yes.
Okay, take for instance, assume me, the federal government didn't carve it to be part of FCT. We would have been in Niger State. Now that we are carved, and we are saying that since we are part of FCT now, they should also look at us, because we have only one Senate out of 109 Senate.
That's one for the FCT.
One for the FCT. And 2 members House of Rebel out of 360. So we are telling the government that the number, in fact, it doesn't need constitutional amendment, because it's just to say add more, the number.
Who has the right and power to say add more?
The Senate President.
The Senate President, yes, or the President of the...
The Senate President and the President of the Republic of Nigeria.
Okay. Now, away from that, while we continue our discussion, I think 2 days ago, the Minister of State, Dr. Tijani Aliu, held like a dinner, yes, she calls it a dinner, for youth across the nation. As a youth network of the FCT, they host a youth network. They host youth organization for other Nigerian youth who reside in the FCT. Were you part of this dinner?
Yeah.
And what were the things that were discussed at that dinner?
Yeah, you see, the Minister for State for FCT, Dr. Rahmatu Tijani Aliu, she's the minister, and in the FCT, she have the right to decide in each group that anytime, any moment she want to host a particular group. Election of FCT Youth Network was conducted, and that of FCT Nigeria Youth Council, National Youth Council of Nigeria Youth Elections FCT chapter was also conducted, and she decided to call on us to have a dinner.
Okay, for the 2 groups.
For the 2 groups. In fact, okay. Yeah, for the 2 groups. For us to have a dinner with her. So that does not signify that during that dinner that the 2 parties that are there and our team youth of FCT are all agitating for one single political party. Okay,
but I'd like to ask, on the pictures that were banners at the event there, we saw banners of the APC presidential candidates, that is Amebola Tinubu, and some other APC candidates. We saw their banners there. Was it more of an APC event or a neutral one?
No. It wasn't an APC event.
But we saw pictures of the APC
yes,
banners.
The minister, she's from the APC.
Okay.
APC as a political party. And again, she's a minister of FCT. And we are in the election period. So I personally believe that she used the avenue for campaign.
Okay, to campaign to FCT youth.
To campaign to FCT youth.
Shouldn't, or with those who think that FCT Youth Network is likely to be used as a tool for APC, would it be wrong if they go in this line?
No. APC Youth Network will never.
FCT Youth Network?
Yes, it will never be used as a political tools for APC or PDP or.
But with what we are seeing from that meeting, okay, maybe you give us light into what happened there or what was discussed. What were the agenda? What were the high points for discourse at that dinner?
Yeah, don't, never mind the background, but at the high point of the dinner, we have an extensive discussion with the Honorable Minister for State, and she actually advised the youth of FCT. In fact, that where she said, I encourage all my team youth of FCT to participate in politics, irrespective of political party. You can imagine. She said, irrespective of political party, participate in politics. But make sure the leader you are voting in during elections is a leader that's going to deliver what you need to be delivered to the people of FCT. And again, on the process, the FCT Youth Network was present. The Nigerian Youth Council of National Youth Council of Nigeria leaders were also present. And again, even though the APC National Youth Leader was also present, and Abuja Original Inhabitant Youth Empowerment Organization were also present. And what we are saying here is that we, the leaders, the youth groups in FCT, are agitating for good governance and inclusion in the government. And whoever, by the power of God Almighty, he emerges as the winner of presidential election come February 2023, we feel APC, PDP, and other political parties should take FCT as a heart of Nigeria to be included in the governance.
Okay. All right. We've been talking with the leader of FCT Youth Network, who just was just inaugurated some few days back, and we've been talking about FCT and, of course, all that pertain to FCT and its progress. Thank you for coming on the program. I think that is how far we can go for the program today. Before I let you go, what is your final word for FCT youth, even as the journey continues?
Well, thank you very much once again. My final word for the people or the youth of FCT. It is high time we think positively. It is high time we understand what is governance. It is high time we come together to look at many processes. Because where I say that is that if you look at Abuja as a whole, we have been marginalized, as we always say. Because with everything you think other states in Nigeria are benefiting, we are not benefiting to it. So, and our land where we used to farm and get crops for certain, our family are no longer in existence. Everything have decayed. So we the youth network, we are encouraging our team youth to go to school, number one, to also go for vocational activities where you can secure job for yourself as self-employment. And again, we're also telling our team youth to come out and vote and to exercise their civil right during the election, so that we can be able to get our quality leaders that want to represent us in the come 2023 general elections.
All right, there is the youth leader of FCT Youth Network talking to us there. Thank you very much for coming on the show once again. We hope to have you again and again. From me, I'm Jethro Ilya. Bye for now.